It doesn't make sense to have someone that's already has the antibodies and all the T cells and all the immunity from it take the vaccine. It does not make sense.
I think we're drunk on freedom in this country.
What do you think about this pandemic, the way that it is kind of just being, extended and prolonged?
I mean, predictable. It's completely predictable. Like, they gained control, people complied, so they gained more control. People keep complying, so it's not going to end until people absolutely stop complying.
Hello everybody, this is Spencer Lindquist with the Federalist, and today I am here right by the iconic Santa Monica Pier at a rally against medical tyranny. Okay, so could you tell me a little bit about why you two are out here today?
We don't like the idea of the government mandating medicines. It should be a choice between a person and their doctor.
So if I'm somebody, I'm an adult, right, and I say, I don't want to get the vaccine. I have gone to sources that I trust and I don't want to get it. Should I be able to go to school, or should I be able to get a job, go to the grocery store?
Really not, because we're in a society where sometimes you have to forego some of what you want.
But no, you're telling us that, like, we don't have the right really to bodily autonomy, for example. We have to give it up for the greater good.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, we're out here just to protect medical freedom and bodily autonomy, and they want to mandate, a vaccine passport, and it's completely illogical because the vaccine, the jab, does not prevent transmission. It's not created to prevent transmission. It's created to mitigate symptoms. So what I do with my body has nothing to do with what you do with yours, especially when it comes to this, because it does not prevent transmission.
What are your thoughts on abortion?
There's times in life where you have to suck it up.
What are your thoughts on what about my body, my choice?
I'm not here.
Does that apply here, or does that only apply in situations where it helps a lot?
I'm just here to talk about COVID.
So what is it that you're most concerned about when it comes to this vaccine passports?
The most concerning thing is creating a segregation, total segregation, and just government control.
I mean, we don't know hardship in this country, and this is an element of that. I mean,
if somebody's going to be restricted, if they won't be able to go into, go to school or stay at their job, isn't cutting people off from their livelihood a rather draconian policy?
Look, at the end of the day, it comes down to, are you willing to forego a little bit of personal nicety for the greater good?
What do you think about this kind of merger between state and corporate power, where the two are allied against people who are skeptical of the vaccine?
It's a recipe for the New World Order. Like, it's, I don't want to say terrifying because I'm not scared, but everyone should be paying attention to this, because this is like the pathway to subjugation of humanity.
If people if they have concerns about the vaccine, about its effects, maybe even about its effectiveness, right? Should there be compulsory policies that essentially force people to get the vaccine?
You went to school as a child, right? You must have got vaccines for half a dozen diseases, right? Yeah. Did you ask what was in that?
I was like 6.
Eventually, they're going to stick something in people's arms that's not going to be good for them. So I think that they need to be looking at some other alternatives. I don't like the idea of it being given to children.
Earlier I talked to somebody who was just photographing the event. He wasn't partaking. And he said that sometimes we just need to give up our freedoms for the common good. What's your response to that argument from the left?
Yeah, it's unfortunate. We burn our house just to stay warm. So we have to really be careful what we are giving up in exchange for what. Over long term, you're giving up quite a bit for a short-term comfort.
I recently saw an op-ed that was talking about actually not prioritizing, triaging people at the end of the line for like ICU care if they hadn't gotten the vaccine. What do you think about barring people who haven't gotten the vaccine from emergency medical care?
All I'll say is this: if you haven't put this society ahead of yourself at this crisis point in life, I kind of think you shouldn't get what you want at the time you want it as well.
Including medical care?
I mean, I'm just talking generally.
What about medical care?
Like I said, I mean, that's kind of how you can spin it. Who are you working for?
So he was telling me when we were talking that sometimes people just need to give up their freedom for the greater good. And he was using that to tie in with vaccine mandates. What is your thought on vaccine mandates and that personal freedom?
Like my distant ancestor said, he's not my direct ancestor, but he's like relative, kind of a relative. Benjamin Franklin once said that those who are willing to give up their freedom for a little bit of comfort and security don't deserve either one.
But on the other hand, the idea of this, I have certain health issues, so it's like it's a trade-off. I'm like, okay, yeah, I mean, I think it's a fair trade-off, and you make an informed decision. So,
isn't that informed decision hindered if there's these large-scale policies that say you won't be able to work here anymore, you won't be able to enter these stores, you won't be able to go to school here? Or isn't that choice hindered when you have these policies that limit people's options?
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes our lives are hindered.
This union of state and corporate, it's the biggest threat to our health ever.
Individual freedoms play second fiddle to the public health emergency.
I just think that you have to organize with your community, you have to stand up, you have to support each other. Don't give in. If you don't feel that it's right for your body, if your intuition's telling you that the vaccine is not right for you, don't take it.
We hope you enjoyed today's coverage of this rally against medical tyranny here in Santa Monica. If you did, please make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching The Federalist.